All right, guys, today we are going to be doing a little bit of a different tier list. This is more of a tier list for fun, but I think it will be useful to people as well. So recently, JP got a bunch of buffs for old characters. So today, I want to make a tier list showing the best characters on Global right now and the best characters in the future of Global, because remember, Global is on a sped up timeline, so we will get those buffs sooner than JP did, meaning we're not going to have to wait a year. So we're talking a couple of months, and we're going to have all of those buffs for those characters too. And it is important that you guys know which characters you work on and you build up and who's actually going to be worth it in general. So this tier list is going to be my opinion of who is worth it. Now, additionally, when I tell you the best characters on Global right now, I'm going to try to tell you if that character falls off or not, and whether or not they're actually worth investing in the long term. So starting with the first character on the list, we'll just go in order. We're going to go ahead and place Nobara in best Global characters now. She is still one of the best characters currently in the game for yellow type attackers. Now, she will fall off eventually, I'll tell you right now, and she will go down in like the overall actual tier list when you look at an actual good tier list for this game, right? She is going to be kind of mid on that tier list. Not at the bottom, not at the top, but just an overall mid character. She's okay. But as of right now, she is still one of your best yellow carries on Global. So if you do have her, I do recommend using her and investing in her, especially if you're trying to climb like Illusory Tower, because she can help you out with that a lot. Another Global carry is this Notomy. He will be good for some time to come. He's still really good on JP right now. He will be good for the longevity of this game. No need to worry there. Same thing with, I'll just actually cover all three of these characters at once. Kaido, Inumaki, and Yaga. All three of them are very good support characters. I don't see them falling off anytime soon. If anything, like, I guess Inumaki kind of falls off a little bit as we get newer characters that can do similar things that he can do. So maybe he falls off a little bit, goes down a little bit in the tier list, but not that much. Not that much. He's still used all the time. So all of these characters here, with the exception of Nobara, I would say all these support characters are going to be used for a long time to come. Next up, we have Megumi. Megumi is just, no one does what Megumi does. He does big damage, and he also has massive support for the team. He is good, very good right now, and he will be good in the future. And then we have Gojo. Gojo, it's Gojo. Do I need to explain? I don't feel like I need to explain Gojo. He's just general pool unit from day one. Broken. One of the best characters in the game. Yuta just got a massive buff. If he didn't already feel strong enough, right? He just got another buff to him. And I went over all the buffs in a separate video, so I'm not going to go ahead and explain every single buff for every single character, because that would make this video astronomically long. But let me just tell you, Yuta, top of the tier list, very good character. Even right now on Global, top of the tier list. And then when he gets buffed again for JP, still at the top of the tier list. Like, really, really good character. Then we have Hanami. Hanami is free to play. A lot of people are getting close to that point where they are finally able to get one of the free-to-play units on Global, and the only two available right now are Jogo and Hanami. And I will say Mahito is probably going to come sooner rather than later, like maybe a month, maybe two, maybe three. We don't know exactly when. It could be this month, who knows, but Mahito is technically the better pick out of the three. However, the only reason you might not pick Mahito is if you have Hollow Purple Gojo already, because that's the real reason to pick Mahito. He's a good alternative to Hollow Purple Gojo for Illusory Tower. But if you decide that you already have Hollow Purple Gojo and you want to get one of the other two, I do recommend Hanami, because she is very, very good defensively, and she can be used in many Illusory Tower stages, especially the ones where red type is advantaged, but even in other ones she can be used. In my personal opinion, right now, considering the amount of characters we have on Global, I put Hanami up here in best characters on Global. I think the amount of damage reduction she can do and stacking it is absolutely insane. I recently did a showcase on her, so if you guys haven't seen that showcase, go check it out. It should be relatively towards the top of the videos on the channel. I guess I can link it down below if I remember. I honestly don't know if I'll remember though. And then we have Nishimiya here. Nishimiya, the SR version. She was good at Global launch since the new Nishimiya came out. This one is kind of falling down. She's not as good, right? I'm going to put her and everyone else. I know a lot that might make people mad. That might make, especially free-to-play players who have her, right, mad. But she's not on the same level as these other characters. You have to admit, okay? So she is not one of the best characters on Global. We're literally only putting the best Global characters at the top. Everyone else goes in the everyone else pile. That's not to say that they're bad. They're just everyone else, okay? And she won't, like, really get buffed in the future, so she's not going to be good later. So everyone else, and she does fall off even more as new characters come out. Mechamaru, a very good AoE character. Right now, he's one of your better wave clears on global, honestly. But even then, I don't know that I can justify it. I'm thinking about it. I don't think we have like very many other AoE SSR characters here that I can think of right now that are available on global. You know what? Right now, I'll put him in best in global. I'll put him up here. It's only fair because he has the AoE abilities or command skills. No other character has like AoE command skills. Granted, we have Gojo with like AoE ultimates, but the AoE command skills are really good for clearing content and clearing it quickly. Now, I will say 100% for sure, Mechamaru falls off. So I'm going to put the fall off characters at the bottom half of the tier list, I think. And I'm going to put the characters that don't really fall off near the top. So I'm not organizing these in like best to worst either, but from Nanami up to Hanami right here, all of these characters, none of them really fall off. But then Mechamaru and Nobara, they do fall off. So we'll go like that. And then we have the Green Nanami. Green Nanami right now is okay on global. I would say he's very much mid. Same with Itadori. Like, they're okay. Nobara and Gojo are going to be much better. Yuta much better. Like, all these characters, right? A lot better than those two characters. However, they can be useful, and they will become a lot more useful in the future, specifically Nanami. I have to put Nanami up into will be good later because he, with the new buffs that JP just got, like whenever those buffs come out for global, he is going to be phenomenal. I'm half tempted to put Itadori into will be good later, but the buffs don't do that much for him. The zone state that he gets is better. It definitely helps his damage, and the ultimate change, like, he's still, he needs a little bit more. I'm going to put him in everyone else. There is a good argument for him to be like will be good later because he does become a lot better, but I don't think he becomes a carry like some of these other characters. Nanami can become a carry later on when he gets buffed down from the JP buff, so he actually improves like quite significantly. So right here in this particular tier, I want to put characters that I think you guys should be like working on and building up that are going to help you in the future. And so I think Nanami is one of those characters. I think Itadori could help you in the future too, technically, but not as much as some of the other characters I'm going to put here. Okay, so the next one I'm going to place is Geto. Geto is a very mid character right now, in my opinion. Has amazing animations. I love the way he looks. I've said that since day one. But then recently on JP, they buffed the living hell out of him. He is going to become one of the best units in the game. I did a recent video on this as well, explaining why he is going to be one of the best units in the game. He is a top tier unit. He is very, very good. I highly recommend. He is literally the big winner for will be good later characters. I highly recommend investing in him if you have him, and if you haven't pulled him yet, if you have the cubes to spare, I do recommend maybe tossing a multi or two at him. Keep in mind, hidden inventory characters are coming later, and hidden inventory characters are some of the best characters in the game. So if you do go in on this banner, don't blame me if you don't have cubes for the hidden inventory characters, but I'm just saying, we might get the buffs before we get the rerun of the Geto banner because things are moving so fast for global. So just keep that in mind. That's why I would just maybe would toss another multi or two at him if you don't have him and hope that you get him. Next up, we have Saki. Saki is not the greatest SR character. Honestly, she gets buffed, but it's not enough, so we're gonna go here. And then we have Maki, Mai. Neither of them are like they do. Maki does get buffed. Not enough. Doesn't make a big enough difference, a big enough impact. Not to say that these characters are bad. I've used Maki in a showcase, the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero SR Maki, and she can be good. She can be, given the right team and the right circumstances, but she's just not on the same level as these other characters up above. Mai is just not great. Then we have Megami. Megami is one of the most not even mid, like one of the worst units I can think of right now on global. He's well, he's better. He got his first round of buffs, okay, but that still wasn't enough. So he was really bad at the start. Then he got his first round of buffs, made him a little bit like more mid, and then now he's gotten his second round of buffs, and honestly, now he's a character worth investing in. He is actually good, so he will be good for global eventually. He's not good right now, but eventually he'll be decent, and I think he will be actually a really good option for people to have. And so I know a lot of people are going to have like multiple copies of this guy. Some people might have him dupe 5 or whatnot. Like, this is going to be big for a lot of people when he does get buffed. So I do definitely think he is a character you should be investing in. Then we have Red Toto. Red Toto is still not really changed. He's not worth it. Even with zone state, it's just not that crazy. Red Maki did get buffed, but it's not Mega Me levels, right? It's good, but it's not that good. So I want to tell you guys that you should put her up here, but realistically, she's still here. And then everyone, Panda goes into everyone else as well. I don't think he's improved that much. He's kind of on Itadori's level realistically. Panda and Itadori are about the same. And this is not organized for these bottom 2 tiers in any which way, right? So only the first tier is organized by characters that don't fall off, and then at the end, characters that do fall off. So this is just random order for everyone else. This Kaido, not super crazy. Not super crazy. Junpei. I have to put him up. I have to put him up. So a bit of a sleeper unit. Not quite the middle of the tier list, like slightly above the middle of the tier list, but also not the top of the tier list. Like, I don't know how to describe this character. He's good, but he's not good, but he's good. So he will become better basically though with the second round of buffs that comes out. So Junpei is actually a character, in my opinion, especially after testing him out on JP since I pulled him recently, I do think he is a fairly decent character, and I will be trying to do a showcase on him here as well. So hopefully that showcase will give you guys an idea of what he can do, but I do think he will be worth investing in. If you happen to have him on global, you might want to start building him up a little by little. Same with any of these other characters, build them up little by little, so that way when they do get buffed, you're ready to use them, and maybe they'll become really good characters for you. Then we have the Inumaki here from the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 movie. Now he can be useful with his ability to draw aggro and counter, but he is not going to be on the level of the other characters up above. And then we have Todo, who got buffed, not like the craziest buff for him. And then we have Inumaki, like actually a massive buff for this character. I out of all the buffs, I think I love his. Like, he's one of my top characters that I love what they did with him. So instead of being able to keep a person from dying once, he can now keep somebody on your team from dying 3 times. I need that right now on Illusory Tower. I think that makes him, like, he's not top of the tier list, but I think that makes him worth investing in to a degree, right? I really want to put him up here and will be good later, but he's not going to be that good other than that one skill. That one skill is the only thing that makes him good. So I have to put him down here. But just keep in mind, that one skill to keep an ally alive for 3 deaths, basically, it prevents them from getting death 3 times, is insanely, insanely good. Then we have the SR Junpei, not worth it. And then we have Jogo. Jogo is... I want to tell you guys that he is good, but he's really not. He's really not right now on global though. Is the question? Is he okay on global? Yeah, I'll put him up in global. You know what? For right now on global, if you happen to have him, Jogo's okay. Okay, I'll give you that. However, I will 100% say Jogo's gonna fall off. So Mekamaru, Nobara, Jogo, they're all gonna fall off. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But that feels a little bit better. I don't feel like he's on the same level as these other characters. He does have a domain expansion and the ability to do some pretty good damage. So we have to put him there. Then we put Kamo here. We don't care. She's a decent tank, right? Miwa's an okay tank, but not the craziest character. I don't like, she can be used in Illusory Tower for certain stages right now on global, but not going to be the best character for you. Panda's absolute garbage. Like, he deserves his own tier. I absolutely hate that character. Probably my most hated character in this game, kit wise, design wise. He's meant to be an attacker and he just does garbage. He did get buffed recently. I actually haven't tried him out since the buffs. I would be curious to see if the buffs helped, but I doubt it. Most of the rare characters, all of the rare characters really, all of the rare characters go down here. Now, Kamo is also a character that the buffs weren't enough, man. I wanted more. So I can't really tell you guys to invest in him. I wanted a little bit more for Kamo, honestly. And then we have Megami. He's going to go down as well. Hollow Purple Gojo, one of the best units right now. And he doesn't fall off, so we got to put him up, right? So there we go. So still, once again, Mekamaru, Nobara, Jogo, characters that fall off. Then we have the Red Nobara, who is about to come out, so I will talk about this character. Red Nobara is going to be one of the best characters on global currently, especially for red attackers. However, she is going to fall off. So I'm telling you right now, that's where she goes. She is going to fall off. And then we have Red Itadori. Red Itadori, still a very good attacker right now on global. He's going to fall off. Blue Nishimiya never falls off. Absolutely freaking insane. Like, one of the best supporters in the game. Like, honestly, if I was putting supports in order, it probably goes almost exactly like that. That's almost exactly the order I would go in. And technically I could put like Megami somewhere up here if we were counting him as just a support, but for now I'm going to leave him where he's at and treat him as an attacker. Okay, and then we have all the these rare characters just literally don't matter. The rare characters don't do anything. So yeah, I think that is the tier list. I'm pretty happy with that. So best characters on global right now are these characters up here. Keep in mind that from Mechamaru to the Itadori here, these characters will fall off eventually, so you can invest in them right now and they'll help you out right now, but eventually they won't be as useful to you. These 4 characters I think are going to be very, very good characters for you to invest in right now on global. Start building up because they will become much better in the future with the JP buffs. And then we have everyone else who can be used given a specific scenario, who's decent at points, right? But like not the craziest. Once again, a lot of these characters down here like Itadori, Maki, Kamo, a lot of those characters, Panda, got buffed, but the buffs just weren't all that crazy. So hopefully this gives you guys an idea of which characters you want to start working on, which ones you need to stop working on, and helps you out a little bit. Let me know if this helped you out down in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. Peace.